When the bowel movement arrived, Torkelson said she didn't give a shh if other runners saw what happened. Marathoners don't judge. You're right. She also shouted out loud, "I pooped my pants," to her family and friends as she crossed the finish line, and then she ran right to the medical tent to get cleaned up. Torkelson likely suffered from what medical pros call runner's trot, and that's completely normal. Quote, "Walking and jogging tend to increase gastric motility and gastric emptying in everyone. This is a physiologic response," Dr. Devin Smith told Unity Point Health. According to Torkelson's Instagram post, she is still running races to this day, though it's unknown if she's had any more race day accidents. Groo, the brown will always get you.
Well, I've never heard of runner's trot before.
I've definitely gotten it once or twice.
I don't think I've ever gotten that. I definitely have had severe cases of swamp ass, but that's not the same thing.
So
right?
You never were playing first base and had to tap out to run down to the
yes,
boys' room.
but I've always been able to make it, meaning that I've never gotten to the end and had something dripping down my leg, or. So I've always either managed to hold it in or make it to where I need to go. But I know that you have certain problems with that I don't.
I've come literally right to the line a couple of times where I didn't think I was going to make it, and it's not fun. That's all I'll say about that.
I can imagine that.
Groo, all right, let's get it into our wheelhouse right here. Groo, finally the 2023 WWE Hall of Fame. The 24th class into the WWE Hall of Fame will take place March 31st. It's tomorrow at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California, the night preceding WrestleMania 39. It's going to be following WWE's regular Friday night program, SmackDown, and we will be there live. Groo, let's go over the class of 2023. We'll go from, we'll go backwards, forward. Get your thoughts. First of all, entering the celebrity wing, inducted by Jerry the King Lawler, Andy Kaufman, who's a posthumous inductee, the comedian, actor, the 1980s star of the television series Taxi, and of course, Kaufman became involved in wrestling by promoting himself as the intergender wrestling champion of the world and had that amazing kayfabe feud with Jerry the King Lawler, and what is typically known as one of the top 10 moments in television history, the interview on Late Night with Late Night with David Letterman.
Yeah.
I know you're excited to see this. Groo, Andy Kaufman's going in.
Yeah, I don't understand why he doesn't have to be in the celebrity wing. I wouldn't call him a legitimate wrestler, but he was in the ring wrestling for not just that little feud against Lawler. He was doing it in Memphis for like a good 3 to 4 years.
True.
He kept coming, and they dragged that thing out way past that. What most people think it ended with Kaufman going to the hospital and the Letterman thing. That was just the beginning. There were all kinds of swerves. There was one point where they were tagging together. Jimmy Hart was involved. Like they were there for a while. So basically, what I had heard, and it was in a documentary, is that it would have continued had Kaufman not gotten sick and passed away. So I don't agree with him going in the celebrity wing. However, I will say I am very thrilled that we're going to be there for the induction of Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman, in so many ways, was a trailblazer to a lot of things that you see today, both in television and in wrestling. So I'm excited that Kaufman's getting in.
Yeah, excited to hear what Jerry.
Is Jerry Lawler doing the induction? Did they say that?
That's what I have in my notes.
All right, that'd be great because I know he's had his own health issues over the last month or so. So that'd be great to see him.
All right, Groo, moving on. Stacy Keibler to be inducted by Tori Wilson. Stacy Keibler, WWE Babe of the Year 2004, Nitro Girl Search winner 1999. Former manager of the Dudley Boys, Scott Steiner, Test, Hurricane, and Rosie. I think also really claim to fame was, did she not win Dancing with the Stars the first year the WWE had?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, Stacy Keibler?
Well, they seem to be knocking off the females one by one, which makes it look even more gratuitous than it is. I don't see Stacy Keibler on the same level as a Trish Stratus.
Agreed. Absolutely.
And I feel like this is a small class this year. They needed a female. And she, if you're looking at the way some of the females are going in, like a Tori Wilson, she seems to be next in line, which I don't like.
Yeah, I would have maybe gone like Victoria or Jat. I mean, they had to have other, more typical wrestlers.
Or if it's not their year, they don't have to check every single box. I mean, I know the WWE is now is by the minute becoming a more mainstream, reputable company that needs to answer to a lot of different types of sponsors. With they got deals with Fox, with NBC. They got a lot of people to answer to. So I understand why they have to do the things that they do. But in reality, if there's no females this year, big fucking deal. It's but that said, Stacy Keibler was a huge part of that Attitude Era. She was definitely easy on the eyes, and I'm allowed to say that. It's a compliment. Thank you very much.
She's a beautiful woman.
And wasn't she with Clooney for a while?
I think she was.
Yeah. So look, it'll be nice, but it's not something that made my head like, oh my god. Like Kaufman, when I heard that, I was like, yes. No. But Stacy Keibler, I think her life is probably pretty good with or without it.
Agreed.
But congratulations anyway. It's an honor.
Yes.
So good.
Congratulations, Stacy.
Yeah.
Nothing worthwhile. Congratulations.
Yes,
You
yes.
Also inducted the Great Muta, being inducted by Ric Flair, 4-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, a 3-time Triple Crown winner, all sorts of other accolades in terms of championship, popularized or innovated moves such as the Shining Wizard, Moonsault, the Muta Lock, and Asian Mist. He's not too well known. I've definitely heard of him. Hardcore fans certainly know of him. He's a big name, perhaps not a big name in the WWE universe, but Andrew, what do you think? Great Muta being inducted by Ric Flair, the Nature Boy.
Well, first of all, any chance to get Ric Flair on the stage in front of a WWE crowd is a great experience. He's going to tell some great stories. He's a great inductor. He's inducted so many people, and he just, this guy has story after story after story. So I know the induction will be fun. Like you, I'm not that familiar with the Great Muta and all of his work, but I have heard the name forever. So that in and of itself tells me that this is a proper. I've always heard about him, but since I've been always just WWE and basically nothing else, he kind of like slipped over my radar. But he's a name that I know probably belongs in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to him. Is he still alive?
Yes.
So all right, good.
I think he just wrestled his final match, which I believe was against Shinsuke Nakamura, that the WWE gave permission to do.
That was him. Yes, you're right. You're right. Okay. Very good. All right. So yeah, this is a legit. This is not a box checker.
Well, speaking of a legit WWE name, obviously, Andrew, I know we're both excited. Rey Mysterio is the head of the class, being inducted by Conan. Excuse me. Here's some of Rey's accolades: 1-time WWE champion, 2-time World Heavyweight champion, 2-time WWE Intercontinental champion, 2-time WWE United States champion, 8-time WCW, WWE Cruiserweight champion, and all sorts of stuff. WWE, WCW, 2006 Royal Rumble winner, been part of a lot of big moments in WCW and WWE. Being inducted by Conan, Andrew, Rey Mysterio.
Certainly a no-brainer. Absolutely a headliner. What can you say about Rey Mysterio that won't be said on Friday night? Conan, I was kind of hoping there were a couple other ideas that I had. What?
I'm happy with it. I think Conan's a good choice.
You know who I was hoping for?
You Dominic?
Well, no, that's not realistic.
Dominic and Nika Barbara? No. Who?
I was actually hoping, and would this make sense or no? I was hoping for like a Vicky Guerrero.
Nah. I'm not.
No?
I'd go with.
Were they rivals? I mean, I know they're bringing it in. I know they're
husband of your best friend. Nah.
All right, okay.
I think
that means we'll get a Viva la Raza.
I mean, Dominic would have been a great choice had they not been in this, storyline entanglement. I think ultimately, that would have been a good choice. But I think Conan, given the circumstances, he'll do a great job.
How are they going to work it in, though? They're going to, the WWE is going to have to work it in, even on the cameras, because you know what the cameras do.
That's fine. If it was me with the pen, I am not working it in only with the shots of the characters. I'd like to take this somewhat seriously and somewhat solemnly. So I'm fine with Dom making a look or standing up and and jaw jacking a little bit. That's about the most I want. I don't want him coming on stage and smashing Ray over the head with a plaque or anything like that. No friendship of festival of friendship and no. Just that's
all right.
What I would want.
But one question: if you had the pen, would you want to pen in a camera shot of Dominic applauding his father? Would that throw things off?
No, because we're all in on the deal.
Yeah,
we're all in on the deal.
Because I would like to see that.
Would I go out of my way? Probably not. But if I caught in my son who was supposed to be kayfabing a rivalry in a big match in a day or two, no, I
imagine he'll probably be backstage.
I would. Yeah. Probably, you're probably right. That would probably be the best thing. Keep him off camera.
See, what I was hoping for. Well, we could talk. Actually, all right, we'll talk about it now briefly. I was hoping for some kind of going into this match with that understanding, like this is father and son. This is the son's chance, like sort of almost building up a little bit of a redemption arc for Dominic. But I don't think they're ready to go there yet. And I was hoping that they would like sort of even have Dominic induct him, say that this is business, not personal. Personally, this is my father, and he's the greatest wrestler in the world. Like,
wouldn't work in this situation.
I know. But that's
my opinion.
That in my heart, that's what I want.
They've definitely had matches. People inducted that they're having big matches the next day, and they were like Flair, Michaels. They definitely acknowledge it. I've really never seen them do more than acknowledge and a glance of that character in the audience, looking stern or whatever it is.
But I am interested to see how it does go down. But congratulations to Ray, absolutely.
So speaking of which, going down, just wanted to ask you, WWE Hall of Fame now positioned typically last 2 years after Friday Night SmackDown. Very small class this year. I'm kind of liking it a little bit because I've always said the Hall of Fame, too many people, 8, 9 people. I'd rather them go a little bit smaller, a little bit more in-depth. Any thoughts on how they've repositioned the Hall of Fame over the last 2 years?
I think that it sounds to me like they're doing it based on the availability, like who it's going to be.
Could be.
Like this small class it's small enough to go after a SmackDown and not lose people.
But they did it last year too after SmackDown.
But it was last year the year that it was very.
It was just the.
It
Undertaker.
was very staged.
I think it was just the Undertaker last year.
When did Bischoff go in?
I don't remember.
All right. Well, either way, that year I didn't like.
It was Undertaker and a few others.
Maybe that was the.
But
pandemic
Undertaker
one.
Got the big 3 years ago was the pandemic.
All right. Well,
that was all virtual. That was the first one, maybe after SmackDown.
I'll tell you, we've talked about this before. I miss the old format, and they could bring that old format into the arena,
like back to the bingo hall with the smoke.
Well, no, but just like have the dais up there, and each one of them comes up and accepts their honor, and you see them you see them telling the stories to each other, and relating to each other. Like I love that class of, I think, 2005 with Hogan, Piper, Sheik, Volkov. You saw them like conversing with each other.
Talking about a once-in-a-lifetime class. And those guys were all together for the most part in the similar... you're not going to always get that sort
it's
of
true.
Similar crossover.
You're right. You're right about that. And plus, it wasn't like built around the headliner.
I mean, right here, right here, Hogan, Piper, Sheik. Come on.
Right.
And you can end
you're
it
right.
there.
Yeah, you're right. We're I guess at this point they're running out of names at least for a while. 10 years from now, you might get that might be the year that you put in an Orton and even a Roman Reigns, who will certainly be the headliner of whatever class he's in. But it would be interesting to have another era worth of stars, like you just described, instead of just like one headliner from this era and then just a couple other, an old school guy, a Warrior Award person, it seems like they're putting it together because they're running out of legendary names.
Let me ask you real quick. WrestleMania 40 Philly, who's the one name who fits, or who would you like to see going in Philadelphia? One name. One
name. Who would I like, or who do I think?
Give me two. Then give me one.
Okay, who do I like? I don't know why Rick Martel has not been put in the Hall of Fame yet.
Go ahead.
But as far as WrestleMania 40, Philly, biggest wrestling town, I would say it's got to be I would say next year is Paul Heyman's year.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. And this is not a huge name, but like a Tommy G, it's going to ECW.
Yeah,
if you had to go ECW heavy, that's
maybe
where you
Shane
would go.
Douglas.
Yeah,
things like that. That would be that would be a nice theme year.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
Yeah.
And I hope they go in that direction. That'd be great.
All right, Groo, get the music together because we have a new sponsor for this little podcast.
We do. What is that sponsor? Please tell me.
It's Cape and Willow.
Cape and Willow.
Come on. Oh, here we go. We got music? Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh, wait, no. This is the wrong one.
Oh, my God. We practiced
this is the wrong one. It's the wrong one. Where'd it go? Oh, I know what happened. Oh, I'll find it. Trust me. I got you.
Oh, my God.
I got it. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Cape and Willow.
Right,
come on. Cape and Willow. Cape and Willow.
It's our first time using this. It's our first time using this.
Cape and Willow. Willow and Cape. Sing it with Groo. Cape and Willow. Willow and Cape. Oh, come on. All the single ladies. Cape and Willow. Willow and Cape.
All the single ladies. Cape and Willow, Willow and Cape. Now all the men. Give me a deep voice.
Cape and Willow, Willow and Cape. Oh, I drink a lot of Coca-Cola, and I'm very, very manly. I don't need a penis rejuvenation shot.
Yeah. All right, Cape and Willow, everybody.
All right,
All right, can we get serious now?
Oh, my God. That was awesome, actually. Good for you. All right, Cape and Willow was created in 2017. Kelly Jo is the proprietor and decided to create the brand after years of crafting. Her passion turned into sharing her gifts via orders. At the persistence of family and friends, the main focus of Cape and Willow is to take your memories and turn them into custom-made creations that will last a lifetime. These designs are through mediums of wood and acrylic that can be generated as well as vinyl and used for wearable gear. You can make your shirts. Renderings are done upon order intake, and Kelly Jo has one staff member, a woodcutter named Robin, who she refers to as Woody. He really knows how to cut his wood. Hey now. Very homoerotic, but nonetheless, Cape and Willow will be doing all of the signage for the massive Moody Verdugo wedding on 3/24/24. Check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and the website listed, capeandwillow.com. A big thank you to Kelly Jo and Cape and Willow.
Hey now.
All right.
What's up?
It's off?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, we can lower the...
Oh, okay.
I mean...
All right. Yeah, we're still, we're not used to doing this live in person.
That's right. All right, so today's Nothing Worthwhile podcast, WrestleMania 39 preview show, is brought to you by our newest sponsor, Cape and Willow. All right, Groo, I have, I'm sure you'll correct me here. Let's talk about night one first. I know that all the matches have been slated, but when I printed up my notes, I had 3 matches. So we'll go over those, and then you could always, we'll go over the other ones, and we'll finish up with night 2 and the confirmed main event for night 2. You want to? We'll switch off with predictions first, and
Okay.
all right. So let's start off. Oh, we'll start off with Groo. He'll love the ladies first.
Yes.
Groo, Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. That's confirmed for night one. Andrew, thoughts, and who do you got for that match?
All right. Thoughts. I'm really not interested in this match only because there's nothing behind it. It's a gimmick match. I don't know. I don't like them burying Becky like this. Becky should be in the title picture. Or she should. I know she's had her runs, but I don't like this match. I know that it's going to go to my prediction. Official is going to be definitely Trish. Trish, Lita, and Becky are going to win this one, and just to make people happy. But because there's Damage Control loses nothing by losing, by being served up to them. So, yeah, this match is filler to me.
I don't necessarily agree with that Becky Lynch is being buried. I mean, I feel like they're cooling her off. I mean, now it's time for Bianca to square up against somebody else. But, I mean, she's being paired with two Hall of Famers. Listen, it's not the main event, but I wouldn't say she's on the undercard, so to speak.
She's certainly on the undercard.
All right, fine.
Really? I mean, she's one of the top. She's the man.
This is true.
And
you can't main event every Mania, though.
No, but you give her a match with some depth to it. Give her, instead of don't give her the gimmick match.
Well, I'll agree. This is the build-up has been underwhelming for this match. Groo, Damage Control has been stuck in neutral for a while. First of all, I don't see both groups lasting very long. I think Damage Control will end up splitting up. I think Becky Lynch's Monday Night Raw promo played it out. Damage Control is going to get the schmozz credibility win. Io Sky might be I think she's the first to leave. She's really a legit high flyer. Bayley's going to go on to be a solo top female heel in the company, perhaps joined by Trish Stratus. There's some talks of perhaps a Trish Stratus heel turn at Mania, but I think that I disagree with Andrew. I think Damage Control gets the big win here. I think they needed a little bit more. I don't think Becky, Trish, and Lita are hurt by a loss. That's what I got.
All right. You are the.
I see your distaste.
No. I'm seeing your point, and it's moving the needle for me a little bit, but not quite enough. I think that they're bringing these two legends in. I think I think in the end they're gonna put the win on them, but I could certainly see it going your way.
All right, good. So we got it. We're differing on this one.
Yes.
Here's a big match, night one. Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. Mm-hmm. I'll take it from here. Tough one to call here. Logan Paul is legit. He's an upper tier athlete, and the sky is the limit for him in terms of pro wrestling. However, Seth Rollins is the new Mr. WrestleMania and needs a major pay-per-view victory. In the end, all that Logan truly cares about is getting all those millions in his bank account. So Moody is going to pick Seth freaking Rollins and look forward to a major 2023 run for the new Mr. WrestleMania. Plus, I'm reading Logan Paul's contract perhaps is up after WrestleMania as well. So, yes, I'm going to go with Seth freaking Rollins on this one. Groo, what do you got?
So this has been a phenomenal build. Logan Paul, I hope, sticks around and does stuff.
So do I.
He's clearly incredibly talented in many different ways. I am going to agree with you, though. Seth Rollins it seems like he hasn't had a win in a long time, and
or like
the time.
or like a big one, though.
Yeah, and he is definitely. We were talking about the other day. He is definitely this generation's Shawn Michaels. I certainly see that as like Mr. WrestleMania, whatever. He should win this one, and he will win this one.
Okay, good.
And I'm going to be saying this about several different matches. This has potential to be match of the night.
Okay, good. All right, so Groo likes this one, perhaps match of the night. We are the same. We're going Seth Rollins. We're going to close out night one confirmed with the match I believe is 100% that's going to open the show, Austin Theory versus John Cena. Let's toss it to Andrew Gruthius to open with his thoughts.
Okay, so the build for this one has been good, not great, and that's probably only because of Cena's lack of availability. But I think the match is going to be really good. I think Austin Theory is a legitimate. He's going to be good. I don't think he's quite there yet.
Okay.
This could do something for him. There is no doubt in my mind. I'm as sure as any other match. I'm as sure about the ending of this match as any other. This one goes to Austin Theory because I do believe that, like you said before, Cena will be on a plane back to his set even before the count of three goes down. This one goes to Austin Theory. I hope it's a really good match that gets the crowd into Austin Theory a little bit. I really hope Cena works hard to not just lose to, not just put him over, but put him over big because he needs it. That's what I'm hoping for from this. But definitely Austin Theory's winning this one.
All right, Groo, Theory versus Cena for the U.S. title. I am a John Cena mark. I'm ready to admit it after all these years. I even love Peacemaker, but I have to agree with Andrew. I see no avenue in which big match John wins. He's actively filming movies, and he's pretty much a fairly big Hollywood star right now. Mm-hmm. I'm not 100% sold on Austin Theory, but I'm 100% sold that he's going to have a major victory here at WrestleMania. So I agree with Andrew. Book it, Austin Theory for the win.
Okay, lock it in.
All right, I got some other matches. You tell me if it's night one or night two. Charlotte Rhea, night one?
Charlotte Rhea, I think, is supposedly the main event for night one, no?
All right, let's skip that. What about Bianca Asuka, night one or night two?
That's got to be night two. If Charlotte Rhea is night one, then...
Okay. Brock Omos?
I think that's night two.
Edge Finn?
Don't remember.
Usos, Owens, and Zayn?
That's night one.
Gunther, Sheamus, Mac?
I think that's night two.
Mysterios?
Night one.
Street Profits, the male WrestleMania Showcase tag.
Whatever night I think that's night two. No, I think that's night one and the women are night two.
All right, let's just go up. We'll just go from the bottom and go up here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll start with this one. We'll have the Women's WrestleMania Showcase match. We have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Shotzi and Natalya versus the champs Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, who were a late entry. Groo, never a fan of these tag team turmoil matches on Mania. Lots of talented performers who get lost in the mix with too much action and too little storyline. The latest storyline focus seems to be on returning Chelsea Green and her Karen persona. I'll take the up-and-comers, though, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, as I see them as current and future stars in the company. They have a great shot of singles competitions for Mania 40. Book it. Liv and Raquel for the win here on the Women's Tag Team WrestleMania Showcase. Who do you got here?
Now, this is not for the title.
I don't even know.
I don't know either.
It's got to be for the title, right? It's got to be.
A fatal four-way for the title? But it's not a fatal four-way.
It's a WrestleMania Showcase. I don't even know.
It's not. We don't even know if it's like a Survivor Series. Or who knows? But I am going to go.
Let's assume it is.
Let's assume it's for the title. If it's for the title, then well, see, that changes my thing then.
Well, then go with what you think.
Yeah,
go
all
with
right. I'm giving it to Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm calling that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the men's WrestleMania Showcase match. It's the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus the Viking Raiders. Let's go to Andrew first. Groo, who do you have in the men's WrestleMania Showcase match?
Well, I'd love to say that it's the Alpha Academy. I think I would. I really love their work. They don't need to win, so it's not going to be them. It's going to be Strowman and whoever's he with. Who
Ricochet.
Is he with? Yeah, Strowman and Ricochet.
Whatever little dude is wrestling with Braun Strowman.
Hopefully,
why though? Why? Let me hear your thinking.
Because they just need, if they want this to work with Strowman, they have to give him as much crowd pop as possible, and they have to have him be a big factor in this match. If he's not, then he's going the route of Nicholas again, and it's going to be by Braun.
Great line, Nicholas.
So
we were there live for
we
that.
were.
Deal.
What was that? Was that New Orleans, right?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, Strowman and Ricochet are going to win this one.
That was a lot. That was just a fun trip.
Yeah.
City, everything was a lot of fun.
All of them have been fun.
Yeah, but that the stadium was just very convenient, and we just had a good time.
Yes,
really.
We had a great parking spot.
We sure did.
Yeah.
We sure did. Again, as I said, I'm not a fan of these tag team schmaz matches. So the two teams who stand out for me here, listen to my thinking, are going to be the Street Profits and the Alpha Academy.
Okay.
Why? We have strong in-ring work with great fun personalities. The WWE has been keying in on Montez Ford of the Profits and Otis of the Academy. He's doing that male model shtick. So I'll take Otis in the Alpha Academy here for the win. Chad Gable is an in-ring... Thank you. Chad Gable is an in-ring workhorse who's never had a bad match. I think there might be a bit of a fun future as a main eventer for Otis or a top-of-the-card kind of guy. Shoosh, please. I'll take the Alpha Academy for the win on the WrestleMania Showcase.
Thank you. I hope you beat me on this one. I just don't think you will, because I am rooting for them, like I said. But good. I like your thinking.
All right, so I'll open with this one. We're going to do Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. Groo, I'd love for the fans to go home happy with a Big Daddy Rey win, but my call here is the future in Dominic Mysterio. Rey recently stated that his plans to retire will be within a 2 to 3 year timeline. It all fits here. I'd love to see Rey spank Dom, but my call is Dom wins using some underhand method. But I do believe my call here is Dominic Mysterio for the win on this one.
Okay, so I think I gave you my prediction for this the other day.
We talked last night.
Yes, and my prediction has changed.
Ooh.
Because of the research that I've done over the past couple days.
Oh, gosh.
I really thought that Rey going into the Hall of Fame and that him fighting Dom here was possibly his last match.
May I interject one
Please.
quick question?
Yes.
Are you going gut call, what you read by the internet, or a combo of both?
Little combo of both. Based on the information about Rey's future,
go ahead.
My call has switched from Dominic to Rey, and here's why. Okay. If Rey is sticking around, that means this story is not being put to bed, and I think it gets put to bed once Dominic gets his victory. So I think I like to see this as the beginning of a series of matches between the two. Maybe some become like tag team here and there, because it's evident that Rey is sticking around. He's going to stick around till 50, apparently. That's what I read. So and you told me that as well. So if Rey's sticking around, I see this as Dom has to get better and better, and at another big event, Dom will get his victory and put the story and put it to bed. But I don't think it's going to happen here.
Everything you say makes sense, but my thing is, it's one thing if it's brother versus brother. We're talking father versus son. It's like, I'm going to give you one, but I'm not going to give you more. I mean, you really see. I just don't know if Rey's like, I'm going to be delivering physical punishment to my child. Let's just do the one big blow-off match at Mania, and I don't know. I'm not saying that there won't be further entanglements or engagements with these two, but you really see them continuing a storyline for another couple of months.
Yes, and here's why. Because you can't, and I thought about this, you can't turn Dominic face yet. Dominic becomes face when this feud ends, because this is the only reason that people really hate Dominic. Okay, because of what he's doing. So without Rey, okay, it's like Hogan without Piper in that time. It's like without Rey to be the antagonist, Dominic sort of fades back into Judgment Day obscurity. So this story is going to have to continue. And if if Dominic wins, it's over. The story's over. Father beats son, torch is passed. So the only way to really continue it and really get a nice climb to greatness for Dom would be to stretch it out, maybe to SummerSlam, maybe even to Survivor Series. I don't know. But every time these two are on TV doing their thing, it is gold. So you want to keep it going and keep it legit. And like I said, if Dom wins, unless it's a super schmoz, which I hope doesn't happen, because, these are great matchups, great builds, and they deserve to have proper endings. Ones that can be left open in certain ways, but I'm sticking with Ray. I think Ray's going to win this one, and I think it's going to be clean.
Okay. I like Dom. He's going to win in some kind of underhand fashion, hold the tights, something like that. But, all right, we differ on that one. Here's a big one. This is the WWE Intercontinental Championship triple threat match. Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. Groo, you're up first. Who do you like in this match and why?
I think this is going to be Gunther by far because they're not ready to steal his thunder yet. I think this is going to open up a good program for Sheamus versus Drew, which doesn't need a belt to get over. So I think Gunther will take advantage of problems with between Sheamus and Drew, that being a triple threat match, and he'll be able to pin one of them or even force one to pin the other, something. But I'm calling Gunther in this one.
All right, Groo. This very well could be the show stealer of Mania 39. All three guys, big foreign imports, big, tough, strong wrestlers with equally impressive mat games. My call here is also the champ Gunther to go over after a long, hard-fought match. This guy could very well be the next big thing if he can expand a bit more on the entertainment factor of his character. Would love to see Sheamus get a veteran call, but I think it's Gunther as he moves to a very big 2023 for him. So we agree here. Gunther.
We do.
Okay. Let's move on for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. We have the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I'll open it up. Andrew, for me, quite simply, the best storyline going into Mania. The work of Sami Zayn over the past year has been flawless. The Usos' run as tag team champs, equally impressive. Bolstered by the long friendship of Zayn and Owens, this has been, by far, in my opinion, the best thing going into WrestleMania. Usos have been great tag team champs and shouldn't lose, but they will. Not sure where all of this will go, but look for Jey Uso to finally work as a single and perhaps become a major star in 2023. Zayn and Owens get the nod here for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships.
I agree with everything you said, including the final assessment. Sami Zayn and who's he? Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn and I've
been really moved.
Well, no, it's been all about Sami Zayn for a long time.
Yes.
And Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will become the Undisputed Tag Champs on, I believe, yes, it's Saturday night. I have some thoughts as to how that's going to go down, but let's save that to the surprises and appearances section of
well, I don't really have a surprises and appearances, so you want to save it to the end, or you have some thoughts on?
I think that that a returning Riddle and Orton will be a factor in this match in some fashion.
Yeah, I say poo-poo on you. No way.
Would you want that?
No.
Not at all?
No. Not on WrestleMania. No. I don't want...
Okay.
I don't want anything to take away from the moment. That's why I don't want a Rock at the end, whoever wins. I want... Now, other pay-per-views, I'm okay with it. But WrestleMania, the Super Bowl, the Mac Daddy, the granddaddy of them all, no. I want those performers to get solely the spotlight, win or lose. And by the way, I don't think the Usos should lose. I think they're amazing tag champs, but it just feels like it's time here.
Well, in looking at it from that perspective, I think it serves it not only serves the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn side of the story, it also serves the Usos side of the story to lose, because I believe the narrative following WrestleMania will be the crumbling of the bloodline and how it's going to go forward. And I think it's time for, especially like you said, like Jey Uso is going to be going places that might not involve Jimmy. So I think it definitely serves the story for them to lose and for Owens and Zayn to win.
Andrew, we'll toss it to you first. It's Hell in a cell. Edge versus Finn Balor. Who do you got and why?
This is all Edge. I think this is going to be the kickoff of like Edge's final run. And I think he's definitely the sentimental favorite. Finn Balor has plenty left in the tank. That he's gonna, I don't see Finn Balor sticking around with the Judgment Day that much longer. As a matter of fact, I'd like to see Damian Priest take the lead on that because I think Finn Balor is a much better on his own.
But he's definitely been bolstered by this interaction.
Yeah,
with the Judgment
and I think
Day.
and I think it's time for him.
So in your opinion, it's run its course
for him.
Okay.
For him, yes. Because honestly, I like what Damian Priest is doing. I love what Dom Mysterio is doing. The only thing that seems repetitive is what Finn Balor is doing. So I think I give this one to Edge.
Before I give my prediction, just hearing what you said, I mean, I feel like Judgment Day, they pivoted off of Edge real quick because somebody got hurt and they wanted a new face, so they pivoted Edge off of Judgment Day, and then for a while, pre-Triple H, Judgment Day felt like a throwaway faction.
Yeah,
but they somehow stuck with them, and I've been overall pretty happy with the Judgment Day since Triple H has come on board. I think they're effective group.
I give the credit honestly to Dominic Mysterio because he's
Rhea Ripley.
Well, yes, but
Damian Priest,
but the Dominic story has been what shined the light on the Judgment Day for us to see all this other stuff. So when I say I give it to Dominic Mysterio, I also give it to whoever is writing these things. Whoever's brainchild this whole thing is. So, but Edge is my call in this match.
Groo, I have here's what I got. I think it's a tough call here. A long feud that needs to wind down. Mm-hmm. Edge reportedly will come in his full Brood gimmick, while Finn will be coming in full Demon gimmick.
I'm all for that. I love that.
Yeah. Now they've already confirmed Finn because they've done the Demon promo on Monday Night Raw, so they did that. They've not confirmed Edge, but I think that'll give everybody a great nostalgia pop. If Edge comes out, Brood gimmick. But really Brood gimmick, like
instead of like the last time where they played like the opening riff and then they went in back into like you think you know me.
Yeah, I
want
the white shirts.
The bucket of blood.
Yeah, I want the goblet. Yeah,
I'd be all about that.
Yeah.
In fact, I said to you, I would love it for like an open door Christian appearance.
I don't think you're going to get Christian. You might get Gangrel. All right, so I did say it's not needed, though it'll be nice to see. I agree with Andrew. We're going to send the fans home happy here. So I got Edge, though very interested to see where they go with the Judgment Day faction post WrestleMania.
Me too.
All right, I'll start off here. Brock Lesnar versus Omos with MVP. Girl, I'm looking you right in the eye. Now I'm going to look at my notes and see what I wrote. You can build up Omos on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, UK, whatever else, all you want. There is no freaking way, Ganji. No way. Turn the camera off. No way Brock loses here unless he's leaving the company for good or for like an extended period of time. No way Brock wins in less than 5 minutes. It's a squash. I'm going to feel bad for Omos, but I just see no other way on this happening. Andrew?
100% agree. Brock wins decisively. I would like to see them go out a little bit because I do think Omos needs to get some kind of
offense in.
Yeah, just something to get he gets zero heat. Zero. It's all dependent on who he's with, and it doesn't even matter. The only time I've seen a crowd respond to him is when they saw how much taller than Brock he was. So Brock has to win this one. He hasn't gotten a big victory in a while. Like, didn't he lose the last one to Lashley?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he lost. Then he lost to Reigns. So like it's even if Brock is leaving for a while, like he usually does after Mania, to like SummerSlam.
I'm like extended.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's anywhere close to like saying goodbye for good. So he 100% wins this. The question is, what do they do with Omos beyond? And I honestly, I don't know.
Well, I agree with you. I've always said you're never out of it in wrestling with a character. I know that they talk about it all the time, but they have certainly not helped themselves on how they booked Omos. My thing is, they've never consistently presented him. They did a good job. They brought him up with AJ Styles. I think they should have left him there maybe a little bit longer. He was protected, tag matches. He looked good. He looked good physically next to AJ. He's much bigger, and he could have been the enforcer to the talented mat wrestler. But they've just not consistently booked him, and he's squashed, and he's a giant, and he's beaten enhancement. They just haven't presented him in any kind of consistent way. And again, is it something that they could, bring back and pump him up? Sure, but they just haven't helped themselves with this guy. Nope.
Yeah, and he's kind of like Big Show in a way.
I agree.
Where he's presented as this immovable object, yet he's basically a jobber. Well, if you look at the record and who he's been beaten by and whatever, he's certainly not an indestructible thing that they keep pretending him to be. Yeah. So, and that's their fault. They screw. I don't blame him. I blame the way he's been booked, like you said.
Honestly, the WWE over the course of how many years they haven't booked. I don't know if I was like a giant wrestler, I'd go to AEW. I'm joking. It's just like Big Show. They just was all over. When I think of like Big Show's most effective run, it was like typically as like the fan friendly. Like High Five Kids, like they would just turn it into
somebody.
I don't know.
Somebody on another podcast that will remain nameless made a good point about the Big Show, and they said that of the guys who jumped from WCW to WWE/F, he's really the only one who is blatantly better in WCW than he was. He was indestructible.
Yeah.
There, and they played him as Andre's son.
Yes,
which was effective. And then
it's not stupid but effective.
Yeah, stupid but effective. So unfortunately, I see Omos in the same realm. It'll be interesting. It'll be gutsy for them to have him win, and maybe a win would help him with it. But the match has to show Omos doing something cool. The crowd has to see Omos in. A win will not be enough. He's got to really be up against the wall. Maybe some kind of face turn. I don't know.
Are we looking? Okay, I was just going to ask. Are we looking for some kind of like strength spot where they're falling through and breaking a ring, or
I hope not.
Jacks him up and drop, or he jacks up Brock. Some kind of big spot here. Okay, I see it as a quick, but maybe like similar to Goldberg, like a violent but quick match. I don't see it going more than 5.
He's got to be tested. He has not been tested.
Brock
yet.
Needs to be, or Omos.
Omos.
Tested in the sense like you got to get some
big match, WrestleMania.
Got to show some lungs.
People have to be talking about you the next day.
Okay, good.
But I still but definitely I'm with you. Brock's going to win.
Talk about this one. I'm not sure you're going to want to. We're going to go to 2 ladies, and then we'll go.
What do you mean? Well, I've come around.
No. I'll read you my notes on this one. But let's go with Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the WWE.
I can't wait for this match.
I can.
Really?
This has been the worst build-up, I think, of any match.
All right, build-up, but the talent involved, I'm looking forward to the actual match.
What do you see? What do you
Is
got?
this mine or yours?
This is yours first.
Oh, Asuka. This is Asuka's time. It's time for her to turn the page in her arsenal.
Lonely highway Easter.
Yeah, Asuka wins.
Female Asian wrestler.
And I think it will be a good match. Bianca and Asuka are both really good in the ring. For the style of wrestling that they do, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they are the best at it. And definitely Asuka becomes champ on, I think it's Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday night.
All right, let me hear what you think of my notes. Perhaps the worst build-up of any match on the 2-night card, and it's a shame. 2 very talented performers, Bianca Belair, perhaps the best pure athlete in the WWE, male or female, versus Asuka, who is perhaps the best striker in the game, but weighted down by a 50-50 gimmick. It's a shame given the high level of talent. Asuka for the win, and hopefully a character reset for Bianca Belair, who needs to move away, in my opinion, from the braids and the twirling and the baby face. And even Asuka, I was excited she changed her face paint, kind of hinted at a more sinister, aggressive Asuka, and she's still dancing in the ring.
Yeah.
And the Asuka, I wanted that shit kicker, I wanted that more aggressive Asuka, and they haven't given me either one. It's almost like I created like 50-50 gimmick. It's like the twirling, and I don't know. I'm not really happy with either one. I love Bianca's athleticism. She's an amazing athlete. I'd like to see her maybe move away from that pure baby face and find that next nuance in her character. And the same thing for Asuka, but I think it's Asuka's time as well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said, and hopefully this match can. Maybe this is something there'll be no outside. Hopefully there'll be no outside interference from anybody.
Yeah,
I can't think of anything.
I think so too.
Hopefully that this match will focus on the wrestling, and hopefully that it's basically up to these two ladies to get the crowd into it and to build them both up. But yes, this is Asuka's night.
What percentage we get green mist? Go.
84.
I go 100. All right.
You said that awful quickly.
I'm going to FanDuels, and I'm putting down a bet right now in Missouri for the WWE. I'll take this one to start. Groo, Charlotte Flair, the WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, versus Rhea Ripley. Groo, as you know, there's no bigger Charlotte. Oh, God. Just had a gyro before we came on the air. There's no bigger Charlotte Flair mark than me. She's the class of the female division, and it's a very deep and talented female division by far. But this feels like it's time to see if Rhea Ripley has got the stuff. Great look by Rhea. Great on the mic. Powerful, athletic build. Great duo with Dom. Time for Rhea to win, and Charlotte maybe to go away again for a little while, only to return and conquer once again. I got Rhea Ripley for the win. Andrew?
I'm 100% with you on this. Rhea wins, but I hope that it's a story that continues. I'd like to see a little rivalry between the two.
Okay.
They could really do some great stuff. So I'm definitely calling Rhea, and I think this will cement her as a face, maybe even a defection from the Judgment Day, because they're definitely playing Charlotte up as the heel. But I don't want Charlotte to go away. I want her to hang around because she keeps going away. Stop.
Okay,
Stick around. She's too good. These are prime years. Fuck your family.
Oh, God.
I don't want to say that, no. Yeah, definitely Rhea. I'm looking forward to this match. This should be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people prognosticating agree there's going to be a fair amount of belt changes over the two nights at WrestleMania. I mean, we're going to see a lot of belts.
Could.
And I'm just
Are we allowed to say belt or title?
I'm going to wear a size 34 brown.
JC Penney 398.
There you go. Groo, of course, the big one confirmed. Night 2 WrestleMania main event. I think, Andrew, will start off with you. Yes, we will. For the undisputed WWE Universal title, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Andrew?
Okay, so this is a great situation where the main event, to me, is the toughest match to call.
Come on. Okay, go ahead. Stop.
Cody needs to win this match. This is the story. You said that the Sami-Zayn thing is the hottest story in wrestling. I think it's a combination of the two. I think because they're all related. Triple H has done a great job weaving these two arcs together. But to me, the emotional one is Cody getting out of the shadow of Dusty. And I think they've, especially Paul Heyman, has done a brilliant job of putting that on the line here. So this is Cody's time. They're going to try to be the future, or try to set him up as the face of the company and give him a run at it, and we'll see what happens. So my official call for the main event of WrestleMania 39, undisputed WWE Championship, Roman Reigns is going to win.
All right.
I cannot see.
What? Wait. Whoa.
I'm giving you my reasons for Roman Reigns. Didn't I swerve you?
You just did swear.
Yes.
You're calling
I'm
Roman?
calling Roman, and here's why.
Okay.
Two
I feel
reasons.
like he's trying to be shocking here.
No, I'm not. I
All right, just
thought
call,
about this.
Wait. What's next? You going to call Bruce an asshole for getting a DWI? I mean, come on. Go ahead. Let me hear it.
I believe they've put way too much. Now, it's still tough to call because they are definitely leading the audience down the Cody path. Definitely with this story, and, we got to write the own ending, and I love every minute of it. But what they're also doing is they won't shut up about this 1,000-day thing, even though it means nothing because it's got technically it means nothing because it won't come close to any of the two big records. I think San Martino and Backlund, but I just they're talking about it too much for them to ignore it, and I just when that I'm so used to that 3 count and hearing that music, I just can't see it ending any other way just yet. I'm calling Roman Reigns to retain the title.
Roman Reigns to like a heroin addiction? Like you're just so used to it? I'm joking.
Maybe in a way. I said,
perhaps a poor analogy. I'll give you that.
Yeah. But like I said, they're just they seem so invested in greatest of all time, all of this stuff, and and it hasn't been very clear. Is he leaving for a while? Maybe, but. I still think Roman Reigns retains on Sunday night.
See, I think in all due respect, I think my partner's getting a little cute here. It's
really?
the same. Well, when I'm hearing you and your reasoning, I'm thinking right away of Brock and Omos. Omos is, he's throwing Brock over the ring. He's hitting him with the scale, smoke and mirrors. Let me read you what I got. I've been very clear on this. I'm not sold on Cody Rhodes. And maybe to an extent, Andrew isn't either.
I am. I actually am.
You're sold.
I want Cody to win.
Well, I'm not sold on Cody Rhodes being the man. But then
Okay.
again, I wasn't sold on John Cena, and now I'm quite the mark for big match John. I love all things this version of Roman Reigns. I've been very clear. You're podcasting God. 2-3 years ago, I was talking about this. Andrew was like, come on. I was like, you got to see in COVID, the presentation. It's awesome. The clothes, the black sweats, the presentation, the different people, the minions, his slow promo delivery. I want one more year of this run. But as the Stones once said, you can't always get what you want. I think the WWE sees this as a good time maybe to break off this main storyline and begin to cultivate new, hopefully great storylines. I'll take Cody for the win. But don't bet against Roman with at least one belt around his waist within 5 to 7 months because I'm not sold on Cody. I'm in this one. I think the WWE is gonna, they're foreshadowing it in their promos. I'm not buying the Easter eggs and the this and Roman. I think you're gonna get the straight up Cody win. It's gonna be a great match. I'm not sold as him being your undisputed. They're gonna break the belts. I think at some point Triple H wants to do that, and I think a belt will find Roman's waist sooner than later, but I think we're going to end Sunday, April 2nd with the Cody Rhodes win. And as Andrew referenced, perhaps the next storyline phase being the dissolving of the bloodline.
Yeah, well, look, I hope you're right because I want Cody to win. I want to turn the page on the bloodline. As I don't want the bloodline to disappear. I want the next phase of the story to begin. And that might be the inner stuff with Jay. So it would make sense for Roman to lose. And they kind of have to rebuild the Roman Empire. There's a lot there. So, but there's something in me that's just telling me to bet on Roman on this one. So I'm going to stick to it. I'm calling Roman Reigns.
Andrew? Give me one thing you're watching this week.
I'm watching WWE. There's really I'm serious. I'm really heavily invested in this WrestleMania. I mean, even yesterday we upgraded our seats for SmackDown in the Hall of Fame, and I'm just real excited about that. There's nothing like sitting up close for these things. Every storyline is at least hot in some way. And I've never been more excited about all the events that we're going to. So, this is, to me, doing this and prognosticating just adds to the already epic nature of this whole thing. So
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I got to warm up the car. We got to get in the car and head down.
yeah,
to LA
we're leaving
soon.
in like 45 minutes. But one more thing though, I am. Are we going to talk about SmackDown at all? Because we did talk about something that's going on, like the Battle Royal that's going on SmackDown, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and we know that Bobby Lashley is now part of that because even though they haven't announced that Bray Wyatt is not that they never officially announced that the match was off.
Go ahead. I know
Right?
you want to mention LA Knight, your new boyfriend. Go ahead.
Wait a second.
Go ahead.
You're the one.
Go ahead.
You have just as much of a hard on for LA Knight as I do. Let's
How
be
dare
real
you.
about it. I think that the Andre the Giant Battle Royal is going to set up a WrestleMania match, probably night 2, between LA Knight and Bobby Lashley for the following reasons. Number one, LA Knight is playing the Seth Rollins role of last year, running around bitching that he doesn't have a WrestleMania match. I don't think they would be doing that unless they were planning on doing it. And Lashley had a WrestleMania match, and whatever happened with Bray Wyatt is happening, and they're not just going to take that payday away from him. So I think that Battle Royal is going to set that up for Sunday night, and if they do, Lashley wins.
Yeah.
You would have no interest in that?
I do. I think they've done Lashley a big disservice.
Well, that's why they would do this, right?
I don't think the Bray Wyatt was a great matchup for his skill set. I think I've been clear on that from the start. But yes, you could do a lot worse. No, of course I'd love to see LA Knight at WrestleMania. I don't really. The build up too quick, and I don't know. But nonetheless, I'll be cheering. I want LA Knight to win, and he'll probably lose because he's still in that kind of like that jobber phase.
Yeah, but he'll get pushed very soon.
I agree. I expect a big 23 for LA Knight.
I did just remember one thing I'm watching this week, though.
Mr. Knight.
Mr. Knight.
All right, listen, I got to walk the dogs.
I did.
What are you watching?
The dogs aren't here.
I understood. I got to.
I'm going to say that I've been watching a movie, and I've watched it a couple times. I've seen it a million times. It's a movie that has now entered my top 10 favorite movies of all time, and it's called
1989.
No.
Uncle Bucky. Oh
no, 1993's
Oh.
The Fugitive.
Okay, very good movie.
I've been watching it and just more and more realizing what an incredible movie
I thought
it is.
you said you were not interested in Harrison Ford unless it was Han Solo or Indiana Jones.
That was after What Lies Beneath, which was like 4 or 5 years after The Fugitive was made.
Yeah.
But
Can't wait for the Dial of Destiny.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, let's have Indy on a time machine. You stupid mother.
Yeah.
Gru,
good
for
Lord.
our next Nothing Worthwhile podcast, it's number 105. Andrew and I will be live in Los Angeles, California, the number 2 market in the world, as we are reacting to Wrestle.
What is the number 1 market?
New York.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
As we are reacting, Phoenix, number 5, by the way. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you very little. As we are reacting to WrestleCon 345 road trip. Moody getting runner's trot at 4:45.
Yeah. Are we going to have to pull over and you're going to have to run 4 miles while I drive alongside you?
Maybe. WWE SmackDown 2023 Hall of Fame and night 1 of WrestleMania. What do we think of the show? Gru and I will be on the ground floor as we will be there live at the show of shows.
So when is our next broadcast?
I'm assuming if we're juiced up, we do a quick reaction to night 1 and all the festivities after night 1.
Okay, yeah. So we do a night 1 on Saturday night, encompasses night 1 and the SmackDown before. We got to talk about that too.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think we
Yeah.
have plenty there.
Okay.
Night 2, we could have perhaps even an NXT arrival in our future.
Yeah,
Or
and
homecoming.
we'll have our special guest with us, Chris Burnett.
Yeah, come on. What is he going to add?
Okay, he's going to be with us at the show.
Could do a report about the beer on tap at WrestleMania.
But I'd actually be interested to have a non-fans, sort of take on being there.
See how this
You
guy
know?
just throws me down the river? It's nothing.
What do you mean?
Moody and Groo. He's just going to have now a non-fan. I hope, you know what? They are going to have a DJ. I hope it's the same guy from last year. The guy
He was
like,
great.
You know, yeah, they're going to have music for the 2 hours prior to the show.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm looking forward to I hear great things about the stadium, SoFly Stadium. What is that short for? Spanish Fly Stadium? I like it.
I
already.
have no idea.
Bill Cosby Stadium.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Groo,
Oh, Jesus.
it's been a long day. We've had dermaplaning. We've had facials and delicious Greek food.
Yes.
We're getting some seafood tonight. 3:45.
Yes.
3:05 wake up. 3:45 we're on the road. Groo, take us home as we are on the road to WrestleMania shortly, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, my pores have never felt better. Being here at the live for the first time ever, New U Life Center.
You know, everyone
in
needs
Phoenix,
a good
Arizona.
Everyone needs a good pore sucking.
I agree.
Oh, wait a second.
But
Is this replacing Jane for this?
well, for the WrestleMania, this is the WrestleMania.
I
theme.
feel dirty that we're not
cheating on Jane.
I know.
Yeah, sorry,
All
Jane.
right.
Sorry, Jane. It happens. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today for one of three WrestleMania 39 related podcasts. The next one will come to you live from Los Angeles, California on Saturday night. Our reactions to night one of WrestleMania and SmackDown in the Hall of Fame, followed by our next reaction show. Moody's looking at me like,
Night two?
Can we get out of here? Which,
No,
of
I'm
course,
good.
as you know, is night two.
And if we could thank also our sponsors, New Year Life Center and
Yes.
Cape and Willow.
Yes, they've been great to us. The hospitality's been incredible. We have this beautiful studio here. We're just going to have to come back and do it from here at least once a month. The hell with money. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Nothing Worthwhile. We'll see you next time. And until then, one, 2, 3. Rip 'em! Quack, quack.
To get